I am having the hardest time starting today. Góðan daginn! My name is Gunnildur, I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and this is my project pal. There. I'm not gonna tell you how many takes it has taken me to reach this point. My brain is not cooperating today. So, my name is Gunnildur, I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and yet again, this is my project pile, named so because I have projects and they are in piles. I also have yarn in piles and boxes and all over the place, and I love it. This is my podcast. It's about yarn, it's about knitting, crocheting, anything yarn related. It's about, when I learn about fibers, because all the fibers that you use to just work with, it's just, there's so many. Listen, and I need to learn about them. I need to learn more about just everything fiber related. I talk mainly about what I'm, what I've cast on, what I'm working on, what I finished, when I do manage to finish things, and I just realized that I put my finished objects over there instead of over here. Classic. And what my plans are, what I'm thinking about doing, or ideas. What I'm gonna do with all the yarn that I've accumulated over years. Listen, about that. So you've seen all over YouTube, specifically with the Secret Yarnery. I absolutely love her ice yarn haul videos, because she always has these huge boxes full of yarn, and it's so much fun seeing what she's picking up, all the colors and different yarn. And usually she puts in her title just how much all that yarn weighs. So one of my favorite videos that she has is the 60 kilogram haul. Excuse me. But that did make me think, because usually when I make my ice yarn hauls, I don't put the weight in because they do not exceed 10 kilos. Most have been around 2 kilos, 4 kilos. The absolute heaviest was 9 point something, and it's not something like 60 kilos, but it did make me think about just how much yarn, by weight I bought just from ice yarns. And I forgot to write it down, but I did calculate it. There's about 80 kilos. That's quite a bit, but that's what I've been buying for 2 years. Not counting what I got from Hobby or Hobium or Delamore, Wool Warehouse, or the local yarn store, or anywhere else. But it does kind of make you think, or at least it makes me think, just how much yarn do I actually have? And I don't really want to know. I'm curious about it, but I don't really want to know how much by weight that is, because that kind of makes me go, bug-eyed. But yeah, it has made me just curious. Let's see what else. I do chat quite a bit about the weather too, because it affects everything, and uploading time. When there's heavy rain or heavy snowfall, it has a negative impact on the uploading speed, because the internet does suffer, or at least the internet connection. So fortunately we are not suffering from that right now. Actually, in other news, because for the past almost 2 months, I've also been talking a little bit about the volcanic eruption that is currently happening on the southwestern peninsula. Yes, it's on the peninsula. It's about, again, I'm not 100% sure, but it's about an hour outside of our capital, of Reykjavik. And some of the pictures are really, really rather dramatic, but it is, in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking about volcanoes and with eruptions, like, it is a relatively small and weak eruption, which is still mind-boggling, because you see, like, it's 2021, we have a live stream of a volcanic eruption just on television. We are streaming an eruption also on YouTube. So I'm gonna link like at least 2 streams down below, because it still blows my mind. Like, who would, around 2000, who would have thought that we would be streaming volcanic eruptions? Like, I mean, last year I wouldn't have thought of it, but like, here we go. But yeah, so it is still mind-boggling. Like, in a grand scheme of things, like, it is a weak, small eruption. But when you're comparing the people who are like itty bitty pixels on the screen, and you're comparing it with the current, like, how can I put it, like, because currently the eruption isn't like it was a few weeks ago, when it was like continuous and just like, you know, like a typical, or, you know, stereotypical basically volcano. It's going in, now it's going in like spurts. It's like, it's completely calm, you're seeing on television. There's nothing, and then suddenly just there's like lava flow, like there's a lava river that just goes, you know, up, and then just this spurt of like earth fire, and it's a bit surreal. But like, when you're seeing that on the screen and you see the little bitty lines, and you realize that those couple of pixels, those are human beings, and you're comparing those itty bitty pixels with the volcano that is like at least a fourth of the screen, and you think that in the terms of like the grand scheme of things, like, I keep saying that, but you compare that size with those couple of pixels, and the fact that this eruption is relatively small and weak, it just puts everything into perspective. But, you know, I keep rambling on about what I can get, because there's always something to talk about with this eruption. It's like, it's fun. But we are now going to talk about the yarn and what I'm doing with the yarn. So for the past bunch of weeks, I've been on like a sort of mission of finishing up my Ice Yarns Fantasia. So I keep talking about this yarn. Unfortunately, listen, it's my favorite yarn from Ice Yarns, but unfortunately they discontinued it. This label actually doesn't have any information on it. Okay, great. But Fantasia is my absolute favorite yarn from Ice Yarns. Let's see, there's no 5 to 6 millimeter. I use a 5mm crochet hook. It is 25% wool and 75% premium acrylic. It has all the warmth of wool with the absolute softness of the premium acrylic. So it's such a good, just perfect blend. Also, I absolutely love the colors. I wasn't sure about this color. Now this is the last shawl that I'm working on currently. Oh, that's weird. Oh, look at that. That hasn't happened before, but yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be interesting on this show. But this is the last whole scheme. I am on the third skein. I had to think. I am on third skein of my last show. So in each shawl I use the whole pack. And you know, with ice yarns they sell everything in packs. Except currently I've seen that they have at least like 2 cakes. I'm trying to remember the names. It's Cake Lorena and Cake Puzzle. There's only 1 cake that they're selling of each, so it's like a bit of a difference, because usually they sell their cakes like at least 2 or 3 together. But you know, Ice Yarn is known for selling the yarn in packs. Fantasia, they sold in 4 skeins to a pack. And making my absolute favorite shawls, I've been using like the whole pack. So you get, excuse me, I'm gonna go. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm gonna move you and pick up these shawls that I've actually managed to finish. There we go. So, yeah. Alright, here we go. My absolute favorite shawl to make. I'm gonna post my own tutorial down below, because honestly, the more people know about this pattern, the better, because it is so nice and simple to pick up when you just want to do something without actually thinking. Like, yes, you're counting, but it's like the absent-minded counting. It's the most simple, basic counting that you can just do. And it's just, I like this. So, here is the finished green and black one. The colors. Gorgeous. And here's the brown one that I finished last week, and I couldn't show you because I forgot that it was in the living room. But you know, can I move you? My tots, so you can see the size properly. So with these shawls you get a nice big bulky shawl that you can just wrap yourself up into and just stay warm. Yeah. Okay, where are you? Here we go. I think. Oh, you're somewhere. Listen, aren't you over here? I think you were over here. Not like it matters a lot, as long as you can see. But yeah. I'm almost done with my Fantasia. So, you know, I put myself this challenge of finishing up all the Fantasia that I do have. Make all my favorite shawl, all of my favorite yarn. So I'm really happy because I'm so close to being finished. But at the same time, I'm like a little bit like sad, but not like sad, just a little bit like because I'm almost done with my challenge. So yeah. But you know, it is turning out so pretty. Like, I wasn't sure about the colors, like gray and, you know, burgundy, and they didn't look like much in the scheme. Still, the colors are so pretty. But then, you know, just like with the brown, like I wasn't certain about the browns because brown isn't really my favorite color, but this is still so cute and warm. Like these are warm browns, so it passes. But like this last one that I'm working on, I think it's one of the prettier ones. Like, I think it's one of the pretty ones. So yeah. Actually, speaking about these shawls, so I'm trying to remember. I did finish making 2 other shawls with the same pattern. I think in February. Of my Jamesy Brett Northern Light cakes. So I had 2 cakes in the pink colorway, which is absolutely gorgeous. Not my favorite cakes because one of them was like the devil in disguise, but still really beautiful colors and nice yarn to work with, relatively. And I mean, I used it, so it's done. The other color was like with greens and purples, and honestly, when I think about it, that was more of like the color of the Aurora Borealis. Yeah, it was definitely in colors that, because I tend to really pick out, when I'm picking out colors, I tend to go like a safe route, like rather really safe. So I absolutely love picking out like cakes, how, you know, very multicolored, multicolored cakes, because like this one, this is Aishan's Cakes Natural Cotton. Honestly, these colors are quite garish and like way out of my comfort zone, but they make me happy. When I look at this cake, I smile. And with that, I'll fix that later. But with like that other James C. Brett cake, you know, with the purples and greens and all that, those were colors that if I had been picking with colors, I probably would not have picked those colors, because I always go safe. But the shawl turned out absolutely gorgeous, and I absolutely loved it. I actually loved it enough that my aunt and uncle were visiting yesterday, and I'd known from a previous, like they visited some weeks ago when I was at work, and my mother had taken the opportunity to pick out some of the shawls that I have here to show my aunt, to show her what I'm doing. Which is okay, because I've given her permission to do so. You know, when I'm not home, and specifically when that aunt visits, my mother has permission to show her sister-in-law some of the things that I do, if I'm not around to do so myself, because I actually quite like that aunt of mine. And I see, I say, my mother told me that her sister-in-law, my aunt, had been quite taken with that shawl. You know, the pink ring purple one that turned out really cute. So I knew that she liked that. But she's also the type of person who will not ask for anything. Like she will be fond of something, and you will know that she likes something. She will not ask for it, because that is impolite. And so when they visited yesterday, I was actually in the shower. I was in the shower, I heard that they were there, so I had to rush into my room and, you know, finish getting, you know, presentable, and then go up front and say hello. And then I remembered that what my mother told her about her liking, or what my mother told me about her liking this shawl. So I had the opportunity to give her the shawl, and she was so not expecting it. And the hug that I got was so big and warm and totally worth it. So I don't have that shawl anymore. It has gone to a very happy person who was not expecting it. Thinking about it just makes me happy. Because she was so not expecting it. I love that. I love that when you are able to give something that someone isn't expecting, especially when it's something that you have made yourself. And they don't expect it, and they just get so happy because they really liked it, but they were never ever going to ask for it. I just love it. So totally worth it. Yeah. I'm sorry, but that cake is bothering me. It decided to fall on the ground, on the floor, so. Alright. So yeah. No, I put the tripod right in the middle of the floor, so it's a bit clumsy of me, but anyway. So speaking of cakes, actually, so when I am done with this shawl, which should be this weekend, I'm still going to continue working on my visual, which I have not touched for weeks because I've been on this mission to finish these shawls, my Fantasia shawls. Still, oh, I can't wait to finish this one. Should be ready this summer. So I'm still on ball like 3 out of 5. At the very least, I have these two balls left. So again, I called my whistle because I got this yarn off of Wish, but I know I've seen this label somewhere else. It's Smile, rainbow line from Smile. And honestly, if you have the opportunity to find this anywhere, whether Wish or eBay or AliExpress or anywhere, get it. There are way more color variations than this one. I just absolutely adore these colors. But this is such a nice yarn to work with. It is soft. I'm itchy. I'm sorry, there's a hair just always on my nose, and that's just annoying me. But anyway, this yarn is so nice to work with. It is soft. It doesn't splinter. I haven't really come across any knots either. So I think the industry standard is that you can have producers are allowed to have maximum 3 knots in each like skein or cake or ball or whatever. But I don't think there have been like any. Yay for distractions, but okay. So where was I? Yeah, let's talk about my whistle and telling you to, if you have the opportunity to get the rainbow line from Smile, get it because good yarn. Talk about the Fantasia shawls. Oh yeah. So when I'm done with the Fantasia, with the last one, I do always have this right next to me. Sorry, distractions. So I always do have this right next to me. But I do also, like I mentioned last time, I really want to get started on doing the virus show. So some of you have mentioned Fiber Spider, who is, I like him. He's fun. So I'm definitely gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him in mind if I run into trouble, because I do have the hobby pattern and their instructions, and those are really good. And they also have like video tutorial. So I have hobby and I have Fiber Spider, so I should be able to do this. So my only problem is, do I start with the ice yarns Cotton Fine? Do I start with hobby Dahlia? I think I'm gonna start with ice yarns just because it's been waiting for so long, and I always envision this in, virus shawl pattern. Let's see. These are about 600 meters. I do have 2 of them. Yeah. Excuse me. Come here. Okay. So I do have these 2 to work with. Don't know if that would make sense to. Well, it would though. It could. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud without finishing my sentence. So I'm thinking whether I should make 1 shawl out of each or combine them into one, because then I would have a bigger shawl. But then the color would probably will look good repeating. I don't think so. I don't know. But definitely probably gonna start with this one, making the wire shawl. And then the Dahlia. The Dahlia has 800 meters, so that would definitely be a bigger shawl. like a third bigger. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to put that in perspective, like, oh, I don't know, my brain is somewhere. But this looks so, excuse you. Don't you just love it when you suddenly start eating hair? In the middle of speaking, like, excuse me? But yeah, this is gonna look so cute in a wire shell. Like, these colors. So I'm gonna start, yeah, I'm gonna start with the cotton fine, and then do the dahlia. Okay. And okay, so I do have tenacious plans. It's like, so finish Fantasia. Keep this by my basket because it is so, like, this pattern, this super simple, just the probably like the simplest knitting pattern to do. Like, I am all for simple, both for knitting and crocheting. I do like trying, like, more complicated, but if I have to stop to think, then I'm not a big fan of it. Generally, I don't have the mental space after, like, my day job to stop and think, because I'm just mentally exhausted after work, like, not physically but mentally. But so if it requires thinking, I'm usually not up for it, like, sorry. But yeah, continue working on this. Like, I have been working on this for, like, what, 2 or 3 years by now? I think it's 2 years. Or 3 years, I can't remember. Well, I started in 2019, yeah. It's 2 years. It's 2 years. I started in March in 2019, I think. So the plan is to finish it this year. That's a plan anyway. But if I keep, because anyway. So there's that, and then those virus shells. There are other projects that I do need to continue working on and finishing, but there are also the other projects that I really want to get started on, like using my Camilla cotton from iTunes. Don't mind the label, it's dirty. It's the Camilla Cotton Magic. I do have the bag over here. So I do have, like, the label on the back. And I really can't wait to start working on the Camilla cotton because it is 100% mercerized cotton. And I have a pattern, or 2 or 3 or 4, for, like, a rather simple, I'm trying to remember whether it's knit or crochet. I think the one I'm thinking, I do have both. That's the problem. Do I want to crochet or knit? I think I want to knit with it, because then, you know, because crochet does tend to be a touch, like, bulkier. Yeah, I probably want the Camilla knitted. So, like, a really simple, basically just throw on top. That would look so cute in these colors. Like, these are so tropical. These just, like, summery, like, tropical colors, and I want that in the top. And I keep thinking about all the projects that I've been planning to do for the past years, and I have not done yet. Like, it's a luxury problem. So yeah. So to recap, finish the Fantasia shawl. Always keep working on the wish shawl. Like, there's still not a deadline, so not the fuss about it. Start working on the virus shawls. Find what pattern it was that I wanted you work with. Listen, I did the thing though. I'm sorry, jumping from one thing to another. I did check out Hopium webpage. Because, you know, cake yarn. There are so many beautiful yarns. Why are there so many beautiful yarns? But, you know, I should maybe be a little patient. You know, work on all the yarn that I already have and wait for Hopium to go on sale. It would probably be a smart thing. It would be like... But yes, there are so many beautiful yarns. And so many beautiful colors, like the color options. I'm probably gonna link down below. I cannot remember the names of the cakes. But the color options are so beautiful and so tempting, and I'm like, I do not have the space for it. I need to finish some of the space that, you know, finish some of the yarn that I already have. And just get digging into all the things that I want to do before I add to it. Because I keep adding to it. Because also some yarn is pretty and I really like looking at it, but I don't really have like an idea what I want to make from it. And you know, some people do understand it. Like some people understand that some yarn is simply beautiful. And then there's a lot of other people who are like a lot of people in my life who do not comprehend why I would want to collect yarn. They think it's a waste. But then again, they do not pay for the yarn, they do not pay for the shipping. Most of them do not even help me get it home, they do not store it. So their opinion on the matter is... Their opinion... I'm trying to find a polite way of putting it. What's a polite way of putting it? Doesn't matter. If they aren't paying for the yarn or the storage or the shipping or anything, if they aren't paying my bills and they aren't helping with paying for my hobby, in their opinion, it's not very high on the trying to find a way to put it in English. I'm not gonna listen to it too much. Like, this is my hobby, this is my space, I'm the one paying for it, so your opinion has been noted, but it's been noted. Alright, so another thing that I also want to work on is this Himalaya area. This is just look at that nice rainbowy bubbly bubbles and colors. You know, it's acrylic, polyamide, fine merino, superwash, and alpaca. 80 meters in each ball, and I do have, I think, 10, so that means 800 meters. And I really want this like rather like a sizable rectangular shawl made of this, because it would be so nice to just wrap it around. And I actually do have something like how to put it, something to measure against, I think would be the term. So earlier today I was actually checking out everything5pounds.com, because that's something, you know, you just do. You go check out like clothing, and then you put everything in a cart, and then you don't buy anything because you don't need it, but you do like looking at things. And I did come across this like really big scarf type of dealio, two-toned, bulky, knitted, and by the look of things it's rather simple, like one knit, one purled type of pattern. So really simple, really quick. I'm pretty certain all of us have made something like this, we who do knit. And It does say in the description that it is 86 inches long, which according to my tape measure is about 219 centimeters, which I'm finding a little bit hard to believe, because when you measure it against the model television, she has it like wrapped around her, you know, obviously up around here, and it reaches like around her waist, maybe a little lower. Like, it picture's a bit weird, but unless her arms, you know, from fingertip to fingertip are you know, over 2 meters long, which, no, I'm not buying it. I think the description might be a little bit incorrect, or, you know, I don't know, but it did make me think, because it is an interesting and really simple project. So, I mean, £5 isn't a lot of money, but it would be a fun project, and I definitely have the yarn for it. So, inspiration, yes, again. Like, that's a good thing about, also, well, good and bad thing about browsing on the internet, when you just want to go and check out clothes, and you just want to be a little bit mindless for a little bit, and you start thinking, oh, well, that looks nice. Probably have both the yarn and the pattern for it. Do I have a time? Probably. Do I want to spend the time? Meh. But do I want to spend the time or spend the money? So, you know, it does get a little bit more difficult to like buy pre-made knitted objects or crochet objects, because you also start thinking, well, I could make it and I would probably be happy with it if I made it. But do I have the time? Because I probably do have the pattern of the yarn, so and then in the use. But yeah, it did make this scarf did make me think, because I definitely have like some type of yarn, and it would look probably really cute with the yarn that I do have, and also because it's really simple. Like, that isn't a pattern. That's just cast on. Like, I mean, you would have to be mindful of like the edges, but like cast on X amount of stitches and then just knit. And after like maybe a meter, you know, you have enough yarn to make, you know, a meter long thingy. You switch to a different color and you knit equal amount, and then you cast off. But you know, so because the colors, I know I do only have like this one color picture. I should probably get more before I export and upload this video. I should get more of the colors, because some of the colors are really interesting, the color combinations. But yeah, so yet again, I've been inspired by a clothing item for sale to make something out of the mountain of yarn that I have. So I should probably note it down somewhere. But yeah, I do want to make something out of this yarn, because look at it. Like, it has all the colors. Like, I think there's a, oh yeah, here's a brown, or no, more like a camel type of brown, or like still brown. So I want to make this into a big scarf. Shawls and scarves, I love them. Definitely shawls. So in conclusion, finish the Fantasia, keep working on the Wish, do start working on the Virus Shell. Yes, probably on the, still on fence whether I should start with the Dahlia or the Cotton Fine. I'm probably going to start in the Cotton Fine, because that one has been waiting for way longer. Maybe start on this one, because I'm just, it's colorful, it's nice, and it would be really warm for the like Icelandic summer, because it has merino in it. It has merino superwash and alpaca, and it feels really warm. Like, and you know, it's a bit like the Fantasia actually. except, you know, softer. So do that. And find what pattern it was that I found for the Camilla, because I do want to have something this nice and knitted and ready for summer when summer comes, because we are in May, aren't we? Yes. I forgot what month we are in. So we are in May. It is chilly. It has been chilly for the past like week. You know, May has just been chilly. So, but I am so absolutely convinced that this summer is gonna be nice and warm. Arctic type of warm. Like, we're not talking about like Tenerife type of warm. We are talking Arctic type of warm. Which should means like, hopefully this summer I should be able to wear shirts outside for more than just one single day or one afternoon. That would be nice. So yeah, still in the same, so everything's good. Can't wait. Alright, so this has been me this weekend. I hope the television hasn't been too loud. It is what it is, but yeah. So I will see you next weekend, and I should have the Fantasia done, and maybe something else, or at least started. So we'll see you next weekend. Who knows what the next week is gonna bring? We'll see. Okay, so see you later. I don't know how to end this. Like, you'd think that after, you know, well over 50 episodes of this podcast, that I would know how to end it. I don't. I barely know how to begin. So, yet again, I will see you next weekend, okay? Take care, and I don't know, have an awesome next week, okay? Bless.